Some life events are beyond one's control. A lot of them can negatively contribute to bad credit, but it's also important to know the difference to see if you can get back on the right track financially as a couple, or if that damage that the other partner has is beyond repair. Here with her insight and tips for us this morning is asset protection attorney and former New York State Assemblywoman Ann-Margaret. Always good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having
Ann,
me.
welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so I want to dig into what affects our viewers personally, but I do want to ask you about the story that's obviously been in the news lately. Travis and Taylor getting engaged. She's worth like $1.5 billion. He's worth close to $100 million. Do they need to get a prenup?
They do need to get a prenup. Now, obviously, they're not dependent upon each other financially, but they both have many different business entities. And when we have partners, we have investors, we have employees, we want to protect them from a damaging breakup that may entail forensic accounting, swarming the business, and interrupting business activities. So when our breakup can hurt other people, we need to do a prenup.
One thing you preach whenever you're here is that people have to separate their head from their heart. And that really takes place when you're in a relationship with someone new, but it can be hard talking about finances with people.
It really is. And I think the key is to talk about finances early. So early in the dating relationship, even if you don't think it's going to be a serious relationship, we want to bring up what types of dates are we going on? You know, is it always an expensive restaurant? And do I feel like that's derailing me from my financial goals? So get it out there. We're talking about what we like to do, what our sports ambitions are. We should also talk about our financial goals, where we are right now, and how we want to save money.
And as you discussed people getting to know each other early in their relationships, a lot of these dating apps now, they don't require you necessarily to put your credit score on, but there is that option. What do you suggest people do? You might have a great credit score and you're proud of it and you put it up there, but what if somebody is struggling in that department? What is your suggestion?
Well, listen, the credit score is the headline, and there's often much more to the story. So the good thing is we should all be familiar with our credit scores. We should tell our partner what our credit score is, but what are the reasons? Did I co-sign for my sister's mortgage? Did I have medical debt? Is there a mistake that I'm trying to fix? All three major credit bureaus give us a free score every year, and we should take advantage of that because there are often mistakes that we can fix.
And sometimes credit plummets because there are layoffs. You do have a loss of a job or illness and you're not working.
Or ID theft or something.
Well, we've been talking about that today. So how do we go about fixing that?
So if it is something beyond our control, we need to psychologically say, okay, this is as bad as it's ever going to be. I'm going to pull myself out of this. I'm going to get a side hustle. I'm not eating out in a restaurant for the next year. You know, there are concrete steps we can take. And if I am in a lot of debt, it should be on me to say to my partner, if things are getting serious, let's do a prenup so I insulate you from my debt. Because once you become married, you just bought the other person's debt.
Okay, so that's down the road. But what about when you first start dating someone? How soon do you have this conversation? First date, second date?
I think early on. So the first date, you know, when people are trying to hedge their bets, we don't know whether we're going to like each other, so we don't want to commit to a full dinner. So we may have coffee, we may have a walk in the park or something like that. But as we get into date number 2 and date number 3, what is the expense factor of those dates? And I encourage people to be very straightforward about it and say, this really doesn't align with my financial goals right now.
So do you go, what's your credit score? I mean, if that person doesn't volunteer, do you ask it?
You know what? I would bring it up like a joke. I would say I'm a total nerd. I'm really into my credit score. And in the past year, I've raised it by 40 points.
Okay.
That's pretty funny. So say it does go down the love road and you really want to marry or be with this person forever and they don't have a good credit score. Is there that option to just go, like you mentioned the prenup, can you do separate accounts? Or can the person say that's the breadwinner or has a good credit score? Can they be the one that puts the name on the deed and goes for the mortgage?
Well, listen, separate accounts will not insulate me from my spouse's debts. The marital relationship brings with it over 1,000 legal rights and responsibilities, and especially for later in life marriages. If I am marrying someone over 65, I want to be concerned about his future possible medical debt, that I'm not on the hook for $16,000 a month. So maybe I want to take my property, my house, put it in a trust so that it's immune from his future possible debts.
There's a lot of work with love.
Ann-Margaret, do you give Valentine's gifts or you just blow it off? We're like, no romance.
I am a romantic, Kurt. And I think if we get these things out of the way, and if we view the discussion as protecting each other, right? We get life insurance to protect each other. We do a will to protect each other. We should make sure that we are in as solid financial shape as possible.
I give you a hard time, but I mean, part of it also is just open communication, period.
You should have that, right?
Absolutely.
And that's a big telltale
Clear
sign
and open.
on relationships. Ann-Margaret Croza, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Important
Always
information.
good to see you.
All right, our next guest.